So today I'm doing a video on 5 things only middle children understand. Now, being a middle sister myself, I can tell you I have dealt with all these things personally. But if you are a middle child and you've dealt with something that I do not have on my list, please mention it in the comments below, because I'd be very interested to know if you deal with anything differently, or if you have anything that happens to you that you think all middle children have. So just as like a little disclaimer type thing, some older children and youngest children will probably understand a couple of these things, but only a middle child will completely understand what I'm talking about. So, number 1 is the hand-me-downs. Now, when a middle child grows up, usually the child gets all their older sister's clothes. But then they have to deal with, when they get older, those clothes have to be given to the younger sister. And it's like, are those clothes no longer good enough for me? Am I not good enough for that shirt that my sister gave to me? Now I have to give it to my sister? No. So hand-me-downs are really irritating because you lose your clothes and nothing is ever new for you. You always have to deal with the older sister's clothes, because parents always save it for you. I can't count how many times I have had hand-me-downs that my older sister got new, and everything is always 3 years out of date for me. But then I feel a little bit better because my younger sister's 5 years younger than me, and she has to deal with everything like 8 years out of date, so it kind of feels a little bit better. But then it's like, so what? That top doesn't fit me perfectly anymore. Can I not keep it? Let her get some new clothes, not have to deal with the same stuff I went through? Yeah. So, number 2 is being forgotten. Now, being a middle child, I got forgotten a lot. Like, not physically forgotten, but, you know, the parents would get a toy for the older sibling and a toy for the younger sibling, and then it's just like, hi, I'm here. Do I get anything? And it was always just like a battle for me to try and be noticed. At one point I even tried running away from home. Unfortunately, though, I found my way back. So, being a middle child, you're always the forgotten one, because the parents always have room for the oldest child because they're the first. And then there's the baby child, who's always the last. And then there's the middle child, who's always the middle child. And, well, it does have some kind of like good points. So, there are some good points to always being the middle child. When the parents are like, okay, we're checking everyone's bedroom for cleanliness. Let's start with the older child, or let's start with the younger child. It's always cool being the middle child because you're like, no one ever starts in the middle. So you're able to like quickly clean your room, or brush your hair, or change into clothes that your parents aren't going to say, okay, now would you like to get dressed? And you have time to like fix yourself up so that your parents are like, the middle child's always perfect. And then it goes back to the beginning where they think you're always perfect, so you probably don't need as much attention. So yeah, there are pros and cons. So number 3 is, again, feeling like your parents forget about you. Because they're always like, oh, the older child, she needs help with her studies, and the younger child, she needs help learning to communicate. Because, she's the younger child, so she's always dealing with the problems of the older sister picking on her. Believe me, that was fun. Yeah, my older sister, she's watching this, she's probably laughing her ass off. Yeah, so, picking on the younger sister, they always have problems dealing with others, and the older sisters, they're always like, yeah, I know everything, and they don't. So, yeah. So, you sometimes feel like your parents don't love you as much, but they do actually love the middle child. It just, sometimes we forget it because they're always worrying about the older child or the younger child. So, yeah. Number 4 is being bullied by a sibling and then getting to do it back to the younger sibling. I cannot count how many times I got picked on by my older sister. You know, she'd take my toys and hide them, or she'd make me do her chores and say that our mother told me to do them. Yeah, I know those were just her picking on me, but, you know, I fell for it. But what was really fun is when I got to do it to my younger sibling. So you got to learn from my older sibling on some of the nasty pranks and then doing to my younger sibling. It was fun. And then number 5 is having no privacy. Usually when there's a lot of sisters living in a house, like 3 girls living in a house, usually the parents make you all share a room. Being a younger sister, you always have your toys and nobody wants to play with them because they're children's toys. And then there's the older sister who's dealing with makeup and boyfriends and all the cool stuff, and they're too cool for the middle child. And there's the middle child who's into both of them, and it's like, I can't be in both worlds, so they're like in their own little world, trying to see if they can combine toys with makeup. And it's just weird. And so, you have like no privacy because your sisters are always trying to take your stuff. The older sisters want you to take back their makeup, and the younger sisters want to take back their toys, and it's like, I don't have any. And at one point I actually moved into my own closet to try and get my own room so that I could have my own area. Didn't work out very well. My sisters kept coming in to steal their clothes out of the closet. Didn't work. So those are 5 things that only middle children will completely understand. As again, if you have any things I didn't mention in this video that you think are really important that all middle children kind of have to deal with, please put it in the comments below. And if you're just a middle child and you had to deal with any of these things, or you had fun dealing with any of these things, please put it down in the comments below, because I could really use a good prank for my sisters. And as always, share if you like the video, like it. All good things, all good things. Don't do any hate comments. And if you have any ideas for my next video, please put them down, because I have no idea what to do for my next video. I never do. I got this idea actually from my older sister. I'm guessing she wants to know what it's like to be a middle child. No. Stick yourself in between 2 pieces of bread. You'll learn very quickly. It's not a very pleasant life as a middle child. Personally, I would prefer to be the older child. So I get all the responsibility and I have to do everything first. Because when you're a middle child, everything's second. It's like second place. But then you go through the phrase, first the worst, second the best. Third, the nerd does not match my younger sister, but I do have a little brother who's 4th, so he matches the 4th with the hairy chest. So, guess the middle child can't be that bad. As long as you're not the middle child that has to deal with a younger brother. My little sister's having fun, hopefully. Although she doesn't live at home anymore. She found a scapegoat. She ran away to our father's house. So she kind of found a way of getting away from being the younger sister. Although with 2 of her sisters gone, it was just her and my brother and my mom, so it wasn't much of a younger sister's life. So thank you for listening to me just jabber on about my sisters. Have a great day. Have a great night whenever you're watching this. And I hope you like this new surrounding. I used to film in the staircase from my apartment building, but I heard that it sounds like I'm in a bathroom, so I thought I'd change it up. And if you saw my cats running around, they're just really hyper because it's like 12:03 in the morning. I do my best thinking at night. And I sleep all day. And then I go to college all day. It sucks. But you know, they say you learn best while you're sleeping, so I probably am a nerd.